Hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to the World of Warcraft. We find ourselves just north of the Gromgol base camp. We could have taken a Zeppelin back here at the end of the last video when I accidentally clicked on a flight path and went all the way up to Tirisfal Glades, but you know what? I decided to I took the scenic route back again. Hope you guys are having a great day. We are going to continue our adventure in this direction. Wait a minute. Oh, the baneling leveled. Good. All right, we're going north. We're still going to our destination. By the way, I made some stickers for Makoto on the way back. Do you like them? So, this is actually the Paladin mount. What is this? Oh, God. No, I don't like them. We're going back to the white coat up. That waddle was too much. I like smooth rides, man. Smooth rides. All right, there's some trolls on the road. You know what? I'm not afraid of trolls. If they attack me, they have it coming. Oh, that's it. That's it. I've tried to warn you and everything. You're going down, buddy. You're going down. I was just trying to make my way through. I wasn't trying to hurt nobody. No, sir. You damn trolls. Some of you are real nice. Why can't you be like the nice ones? All right, you see this thing right here? This is important. This is important to remember. Leave me alone. Thank you. This is just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. You're dealing with trolls, and they have these ruins and everything, and they have hieroglyphs, and then all of a sudden, you just have a wall? And it looks like human architecture? In the middle of Stranglethorn Vale, or I guess at the top left corner. What could that be? What could that be? I hope you don't drown, Mr. Kodo. Get some air. All right, we're actually leaving Stranglethorn Vale now. We just kind of have to hover around the side of this mountain. Look, there's a lighthouse. Legend tells it that there's a ghost at that lighthouse, looking for help from adventurers just like you. Who's this guy? Who's this? He's just a fisherman? Okay. So the human are part of the Alliance, and we're kind of over in the Alliance area right now. So, you know, I'm not going to mess with any of them. These are Murlocs. We've actually made it to Westfall. Now, I would stop and do one of my normal pauses that I do whenever we enter a new area, but I don't know anything about Westfall. And I'm not saying that, like, ironically. I mean, I'm sure this place, it has a lot of really good lore and information. I don't know any of it. I've come to Westfall, I've done the quest, and then I left. I can tell you they have a Murloc infestation on their west coast. But, I mean, I'm sure that's something you could have deduced from yourself right now. Oh, I guess there's treasure buried here somewhere, because there's a quest here for that. There's a lot of farms in this region. I was just trying to get to this Murloc. His name is Old Murkai. I didn't know if he was a rare spawn or what. Nope. All right, so let's go ahead and mount up. We're going this way. I think I can make it up this ledge. It's a human town. There's a lot of farms. There's a lot of Murlocs. Yeah, that's pretty much all I know about it. There's tornadoes, like that one right over there. They got a lot worse when Deathwing moved in. I can kind of show you. I can kind of show you the epicenter of that really quick, I guess, because Deathwing fucked this place up. There's gnolls. Hey, look at those. Oh, you think these gnolls have the same tent? Let's find out. There's no faces on this tent. All right, gnolls, you're off the hook. It's ironic that there were faces in a Tauren zone, but not in a human zone. That's interesting. Yeah, so Deathwing did this. Again, I don't understand how he did this, but this has been going on for years. There has to be some latent energies down there. What are these things? There's chasm slimes. There's these energized harvest reapers, which is like farm equipment. They're all around the area. They're doing stuff. I don't know what they do. But how the hell do you make this happen, Deathwing? Holy crap. It's cool, though. It reminds me of the Wizard of Oz, like 100%. Right, there's an Alliance flight path over to the right, so we need to give that a bit of space. I don't want the guards coming after me. But this is Moonbrook. Now, I believe that Moonbrook used to be the hub for the Defias Brotherhood. Is that correct? Which was a band of bandits, a faction of bandits, the Defias Brotherhood, and they kind of made this their hideout. So I guess I do know enough about this zone to do one of those those camera blur intro things, but I think we already passed that. Now it looks like there's homeless Stormwind citizens and everything like that. There's a Moonbrook thug in there. I don't know what he's doing, but I don't like him, so. Yeah. So I'm assuming these guys are here because over in Stormwind, this part of the city was destroyed when Deathwing attacked, and maybe it pushed these guys out here. Or maybe they just couldn't afford the cost of living over in Stormwind. I would imagine it's pretty high. Looks like I'm not the only one trying to do the dungeon here. That's pretty cool. Oh, never mind. They're level 10. I'll give them a good wave, though. Some Alliance brethren. Oh, maybe they are going in. Maybe they're that brave. I don't know. So, one of my favorite things about this dungeon is think of this as a bandit hideout. This is their town. This is like a town in the in the Old West. You know, it's dry, it's desolate. And they just kind of built this up and they've been protecting it, right? Now, you get in here and you hear about a secret hideout hidden away somewhere in Moonbrook, and you have to find it in order to find the leader of this faction, and his name is Van Cleef. And you get here and it doesn't look like there's a hideout anywhere. But then you venture into this building, which is apparently pretty popular today. And you make your way inside and you're checking it out, and you know, it just looks like a pretty normal building. There's really nothing out of the ordinary here. But then you head upstairs and, oh, is this wall? It's just, it leads down into what? It leads down into a mine? There's a mine just in a normal looking building? And then you follow this in pretty deep. And eventually you stumble across the Deadmines, where Van Cleef used to reign over the Defias Brotherhood. I really hope that's the name of the faction. I'm so sorry if it isn't. And one of my favorite dungeons in the whole game, but also one of the best early level dungeons you can possibly do, in my humble opinion. So I wanted to make the trip out here just for nostalgia purposes, and I wanted to do this place on my own. A lot of people have been asking, Pally, if you love dungeons so much, why don't you use the dungeon finder and queue for them? It's because I want to give context to what I'm doing. If I'm just standing in Orgrimmar and I queue for a dungeon, and then I show up there, it doesn't really tell the story about the dungeon now, does it? But going to the place, seeing it, being able to actually tell a story of what you're about to venture into, now that adds value to a dungeon as far as I'm concerned. And through all these twists and turns, we eventually find ourselves in the Deadmines. And I love this artwork. Just this artwork zoning in here. It's so cool. Now, this dungeon has changed drastically. We have the Shattered Hand Assassin here. I don't know who he is. But this is nowhere near what the dungeon used to be. And the outside is nowhere near what it used to be. So it's a completely new and different experience. These prototypes are going to change the face of the Horde warfare when I perfect them. I put a weird pause in there. The issue I've been having is that their power sources don't allow for complicated combat maneuvers or large frames, both highly desired traits when it comes to fighting Alliance. Excuse me, the Defias, with some help from Goblin traders like Helix, have almost completed the Faux Reaper 5000, a massive golem that will actually work. We can't have that going public, can we? I'll lose customers. So she wants us to go after the Defias mechano-bot thing that they've been working on, because she's been working on these, and they're not very good, if you can't tell. There's a few other quests in here, right over here. This one's from Cagtha. I miss the day when legions of powerful ogres marched by the Horde's side into battle, the pathetic alliance cowering at their ferocity. Perhaps those days will return before I'm gone to the ancestors. However, this is not the case now. An ogre magi, Glubtok, has joined the forces with the despicable Defias Brotherhood and acts as a foreman of their mining operations. The pathetic fool! End his life for me, and for the spirit and glory of the Horde. Shit, I got really into that one for some reason. The goblins you'll find working with the Defias are officially traitors to the Bilgewater cartel, the Shattered Hand, and the Horde itself. I haven't yet been initiated into the Shattered Hand, so my loyalties lie strongly with my people. Helix Gearbreaker apparently has no time for such associations and works on building a mast for the Defiance Juggernaut. On behalf of Miss Mayhem and myself, would you kindly dispose of Helix? Yeah, sure. Hit the road! I just got here. Rude. One of the best things about this dungeon, and one of the reasons I always used to want to run it, is just the fact that there's copper everywhere, and it was so nice. Like, not only was I going in here to get XP, level characters, and get loot, but I was also making a lot of money in the process. So we have all the quests. They didn't give us too much backstory, just that the Defias is in here and some goblins are working with them on some prototype robots. We have an ogre over here firing a cannon, and I guess I'm going to wait for the next impact. Alright, we're going in. Let's see how... I don't think they'll be that strong. And I'm pretty sure I can steal this cannon from them as well. Alright, let's just try to pull these and hope for the best. We need to keep an eye on our health. We need to keep an eye on... our amount of holy power that we're generating, but I think we should be okay. I think we'll be fine. These guys are only level 15 after all, so this is basically the same level that RFC was, but it's just so cool in here. I didn't want to pass it up. That's a ton of loot. That is a ton of loot. I'm not going to have enough space for all that. But I'm pretty sure now that I've killed these guys, I can actually... Yeah, I could jump into their cannon. And let's pull these over here. We should just be able to take them down. Should be able to use this to kill them. If I can get a decent shot back there. No, it doesn't look like it. Maybe I can round them up and then jump into the cannon and take them down that way. Yeah! Walk into it! I'm sure they could damage the cannon, but it seems like every time I hit them, they get like a mini stun and they don't really seem to be able to fight back. Nice. Yeah, let's get these guys too. Why not? And then jump right in. Oh, they reset. I've just gone a little bit further down the path. There's some tin ore over here on the left that I can gather. And we actually found the ogre magi that they were talking about earlier, Glubtok. So we're going to have to take him down, but first it looks like he has a couple bodyguards. I don't think they'll be too big of a deal. Let's go ahead and stun this one on the left. We'll be real proficient with this. We'll focus one down at a time. Our AoE capabilities at level 20 are just so good, though. They're just so good. Looks like he actually enraged, though, so I do kind of need to be worried about that. I don't have any more stuns, so I'm just going to hope that he doesn't do enough damage to me for it to actually matter. And it looks like that is the case. So we're up to the first boss, Glubtok. He's kind of like Cho'Gall, for those of you that have seen my Heroes of the Storm content. He's an ogre with two different heads. He has a warrior side and a mage side, and I'm assuming they're going to argue with each other because that's pretty typical. Show me the power of the arcane. I do have to keep an eye on my health. This isn't completely face roll, but we're definitely winning. Let's go ahead and get a flash of light in here. He has a Fist of Flame attack that seems to be knocking me back, which I'm sure you could tell isn't that big of a deal. And then he teleports and I think he goes over to ice. Glubtok ready? What are you doing? What are you doing? Whoa! Okay, so don't stand the stuff on the ground. He's firing fire and ice at me. Notice the conflicting personalities, even reflected in their abilities. I think we got him, boys. He's doing no damage. He's just allowing me to beat the shit out of him right here. I think we're gonna be just fine. Too much power. He actually exploded, and he turned into ash on the ground. Oh my god, is that gloves? Dude, they're cloth gloves? I don't even have gloves at all. I'm totally fine wearing cloth. Wait a minute, these are cloth too. Yeah, I'm totally fine wearing cloth gloves. There's no shame in that at all. I'm proud. I'm proud of my cloth gloves. I believe the quest we were tracking in here did get updated. Do not be alarmed, Pallytime. I am close to you, waiting in the shadows. You have done well. You must continue the mission here. I am too valuable to risk my life against petty criminals like these. The Defias plan to finish their juggernaut and use it to lay waste to Stormwind. It is a noble cause any true orc warrior would embrace without a single thought. Vanessa's fault lies in her execution of their plan. Their ship is poorly constructed and crew practically untrained. And worst of all, there's a worgen in their midst. His name is Admiral Ripsnarl, and he must be mercilessly slain. Mercilessly. Nailed it. His name is Admiral Ripsnarl, and he must be Wow. Fuck me. His name is Admiral Ripsnarl, and he must be mercilessly, I cannot say that right now, slain in the name of the war chief, Loktar Ogar. So we don't know who told us that. We just know that they were in the shadows nearby. Actually, it was probably one of the Shattered Hand. So now we enter into a new area. What we were going against before was ogres and trogs. Now this opens up into goblin overseers and mine bunnies. What is a mine bunny? What are you? What are you doing here? She has a tray of drinks. Her title is refreshments. What do I do with that? How am I supposed to take that? There's goblin cocktails on the ground now. Do I loot these, or how does this work? No, I don't think so. I don't have a lot of space in my inventory, man. No, wait. Refreshing pineapple punch. Restores 907 mana, must remain seated. That's kind of funny. I never realized that was a thing. I know if I go over to... So they're enslaving these mining monkeys. I know if I let these guys out, they will help me in combat. So we can go ahead and let that monkey out, and he'll help us fight this this overseer for a short time. Not bad. Over to the left over here, there used to actually be a rare spawn. I'm kind of curious to see if he's still there. There's a mining node on the way in. Oh, there's a chest in here. So this was totally worth seeing. Let's gather these guys up and try to AoE them down. Dude, those mining powder kegs, they do a lot of damage. Let's try to free these monkeys. Let's get some help. Got a little cocky there. But we're fine. We're fine. I wonder what's in the chest. Oh, these are gloves again. Leather gloves, agility, stamina. The ones I had before had more stamina, and it's about the same armor, so I'll just keep wearing those. What's in the chest, though? A bigger bag, right when we needed it. We're gonna run out of bag space, no problem in here still, but at least we can carry a little bit more stuff on the way out. There's like these things, these metal tubes, like brimming with steam, about to burst along the path. But I mean, really nothing too significant that I can see. There is a lackey up ahead? An oaf lackey? I don't even know what type of creature these are unless they're actually oafs, and that's a thing. I've never heard of an oaf race. But I believe they are protecting a door to another boss. Alright. More oaf lackeys. A lot of oaf lackeys. And there's a lumbering oaf over there. Let's start clearing these guys out. Alright, I left the big guy for last. I'm pretty sure I cleared out the rest of the room. This is obviously... We went from a mining operation into a lumber operation underground. I don't know how they got these trees in here. I don't know where these trees came from. I don't know why they decided that this would be the best place to process this. But you know what? That's what we're dealing with right now. Let's stop asking questions and let's try to take down this lumbering oaf. The mistress will pay me handsomely for your heads. Well, I'd rather keep my head where it is, sir. Bombs away. So the goblin on the back of this lumbering oaf is dropping bombs at our feet. We need to make sure we're avoiding these. I probably can hit that barrel over there, though, and affect him. He picked me up. He's going to run me into the wall. Or not. Or he is. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what he did. Dude, I almost landed on top of that log that for some reason, again, has been processed underground. I don't understand the logic there at all. He's really not doing that much damage to me. We've been able to navigate around the bombs just fine. I think we're doing all right. He's jumped onto my face. I didn't need him. I think you did. Get off my face. Stop it. Get off. I can beat you. You're not even hitting me. You're just throwing bombs everywhere. Get off my face! I don't know what kind of a tactician this guy is, but there's no way he has a tactical advantage sitting on the face of a holy cow. We're gonna beat him down, no problem, I promise. He fell off. The scales have tipped. Another money reference. We are so racist to goblins. Where is your oh, it's in there. Yeah, you little goblin. We got a polearm. It's pretty cool. It looks like a fishing harpoon almost. Not gonna use it, but it's cool. So now we open up into another area here. Now we have Defias miners. We have Defias invokers. She seems to be buffing the digger that's in the back. So all of a sudden, we've gone from a goblin mining operation where they were trying to make monkeys mine for them, and we're starting to actually get to the Defias Brotherhood down here. So she is definitely giving some extra damage to that digger, and we need to take him down. He's actually not doing a lot of damage at all. He just used a tunnel ability to jump to the other side of me. It seems like we're going to be okay pushing forward here. These guys are not that strong. This one's different though. She casts Holy Fire. I'm gonna do a big pull. I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna do a big pull. And then I'm gonna try to use the environment to my advantage, which just totally backfired because I missed it. But as you can see, there's a lot of Defias in front of me. They just don't seem to be very competent. I think there's a reason these guys were persuaded to work underground. You know what I'm saying? They just don't seem to be quite all there. Even using pickaxes to try to deal some significant damage to me, they can't even scratch me. I think we're gonna be just fine. Cleaned out the inventory a little bit because, let's be honest, space is not that good, and I want to make sure I save room for those high value items. But then I noticed this skeleton on the ground. Is this like a mermaid? Look, you have your spine, a little bit of a rib cage, then an arm, and then it looks like this was a fin, but with a human-like head. I think it was a mermaid. I did a quick look around for some other ones, but wasn't able to find any. Definitely interesting. All right, what do we have now? Oh, this is a forge. Goblin engineers inside, running for their lives. That's a good sign. Oh, there's already goblin engineers dead on the ground. All right, what lies ahead of us here? That is a massive forge. Oh, looks like we have some robots on our hands. These are just like the farming equipment that we saw outside. But significantly stronger. Defias Watcher. Uh-oh. Is that the Faux Reaper 5000 in the middle there? The giant one? I think it is. We can jump inside this thing. Look, and we have new abilities. What are they? We have Charge. We have Pressurized Strike, which let out a bunch of steam and knocks them back. Well, I mean, I don't mind dealing free damage. I'm assuming this thing won't last forever, but, you know, I'll take what I can get. This guy's looking real big, though. But we were able to kill him with the damage of the last robot. Cool, we'll just keep the chain going. We'll just keep breaking these other robots with robots that we've already taken over. It's the perfect plan. Can I stun him again? I can stun him again, dude. I can just keep this going. Never mind. They actually do a lot of damage. But dude, we're just wrecking them. All right, each time we've killed one, it's electrocuted the boss. And this was the last one, so I'm assuming the boss is going to be active now. Let's try to use the robot on him. He just said all systems nominal? All right. Well, let's start the dance, buddy. Faux Reaper 5000. He begins overdrive. Oh, that doesn't look good for me. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and walk right out of that. Oh, he's running around the room with his arms flailing. That's terrifying. No, I want nothing to do with that. We'll just use our long-range abilities and try to whittle him down. It doesn't look like that attack was too sporadic, though. So during that phase, I should be able to walk away from him and then kind of get to cover and heal up. At least that's the impression I was getting there. I don't know what that was. He started shredding in front of me. It kind of hurt. Let's give him some space. I don't even know why the robot doesn't like me. Is there someone inside the robot that I should be aware of? Oh, okay, I think he's gonna overdrive again, so we'll just back up over here. And we'll heal up. No rush from us at all. Another teleporter. We've been seeing these all over the place. There's a box here, a box of assorted parts. I believe those would be for engineers. So if you do this dungeon as an engineer, there you go, there's some free parts for you. He's about to use harvest. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna get behind him. Nailed it. That was the little slash thing he did before. No problem. I took care of it for you guys. We got a new sword that dropped. It's called the Buzzsaw. Not that intimidating. Did our quest update? No. Okay. Well, we definitely had a quest to kill this guy, so we'll be able to turn that in later. Look at him. He's just like the ones at the start. He's exactly like the ones at the start. Just bigger. Why couldn't you guys do it? I don't understand. All right, another door has been opened, and now we have Defias Enforcers, Defias Blood Wizards ahead as well. So we're getting deep in here. We started out killing things that weren't even Defias. They were just working with them. Now we are getting into the real conflict here. We are almost at the hideout, the epicenter of the Defias Brotherhood. This one's a pretty big pull. I think there's 5 enemies here. I'm going to use my Tauren Stomp until I start to burst some of them down. I think we'll be all right. You know what? Let's use that statue thing. I went ahead and put that down. This is what we made from jewel crafting. Did it not work? I think it instantly died. Oh no! No! I needed you! Now in the old version of this dungeon, this cannon here couldn't be fired by default. By the way, there's a lot of explosions going on. I don't know if you've noticed. It couldn't be fired by default. You had to find the black powder to set it off. And that black powder was actually held over here in this corner. They replaced that with a chest, which it has some okay stuff in it. Maybe we could sell that. Maybe we can't. Let's go ahead and drop some more stuff. But now you can just open this, no problem. You just walk right up to it, right-click on it, and it'll fire the door down. Or it'll deal damage to me, and then they'll blow up the door. I guess that's the actual chain of events. That's a little weird. What is this thing? Damage dealt increased by 25%. My damage dealt and theirs. Luckily, I think I out-damaged them just a little bit. God, I wish I could pull everything back to this one spot. That'd be pretty nice. We have a 2-hand axe that dropped. It's okay. Now, look at this place. When I saw this for the first time 11 years ago, 12 years ago, whenever I first ventured into this area, the only thing I could think about was the fucking Goonies, where they go on this massive trip through an expansive area and then they get dumped out into a place like this. It seems just like the Goonies. It's a giant ship. It's a giant ship with treasure on it. And do you see this door over here? Do you know what that door is? Do you recognize it? Well, you should, because we saw this door at the beginning of the episode in Stranglethorn Vale. It all comes together. It's all full circle, and now you realize that Pallytime actually knows what the fuck he's doing in this series. Oh, shit. So as we make our way in here, there's just some birds. They're not even elites. It's not a big deal. But the thing we kind of have to look out for is the cannon fire, because there's pirates on that ship, and I guess they've been trying to shoot these birds down for the past 20 minutes. And not doing a very good job. But they're also trying to keep me at bay. There used to be a boss fight right here. It was from the first mate of the ship, and he would run up and put everyone to sleep and stuff. He's not here anymore, so we're going to move straight inside. Straight up the ramp, and I'm actually going to go to the left first to show you guys something. Oh, I suppose it's worth mentioning we're actually going against the Defias pirates now. These are the big dogs. These are the ones we were after. This is who we're looking for. We finally found them. Right about here on the backside of the ship, there used to be an optional boss. It was a secret boss. If you didn't know to look for it, you probably would have missed it. And it was the ship's cook. It was a Murloc, actually. Very out of character. That's why I showed you the Murlocs at the start of the episode. God damn it. It was a Murloc, and it was the ship's cook, and it was just an optional boss. It really didn't do much. It was basically just a health sponge. But it would sit right about here, and it actually had like a rolling pin that you would use in a kitchen. It had that as a weapon. And I remember thinking that was so cool that you could just hit people with a rolling pin. I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of easy to please. I'm not really intimidated by these guys, though. As you can see, I just pulled a lot of them. Oh, God, I pulled too many. We'll go ahead and Tauren stun. Do a little bit of healing. Uh-oh, boys. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think we're going to make it. We just need to focus the low health ones. And we'll be fine. I think. I seem to remember there being a strategy for this place where you would just kind of run past all of this stuff until you got to this part here, and then you would reset everything by jumping on the wheel. Well, he clearly wasn't amused. He just leaped right over, but this guy over here can't seem to figure out how to navigate the gap. No, they have jumping abilities now. That's so cool. I remember this being a very common strategy where, like, if things weren't quite going right, you would be like, everyone, to the wheel! And your group would all, like, run over here and jump, and it would basically evade bug everything. It would all bug out, and they would run back, and it would be like hitting the reset button, you know, on the encounter. It's kind of cool that they address that in the move set of the enemy. That's actually really cool. All right. Well, we've made it to the top of the ship. This is the area we're looking down on. Nothing but birds remain. They've obviously been working on the ship for a while. And honestly, the ship looks pretty good. And that door is how they were going to leave. They were going to go out into Stranglethorn, out from right here, and make their way along the coast, going north until they got to Stormwind City. And they were going to, I guess, attack it from the harbor and then move in. The harbor, coincidentally, one of the most fortified areas in Stormwind. So, you know, good luck with that. But we've made it to the top, and here we are. Admiral Rip Snarl. He's a Worgen. And he seems to attack pretty quick. I don't think it's anything we should worry about, though. We are strong, holy cow. We're gonna make it, boys. We're gonna make it.
Do you feel that chill running up your spine?
I don't feel anything. Where are you going, Mr. Rip Snarl? Are you a coward? You put up this hidden misjutsu and you think it's going to stop me? Oh, I can kill Vapor. You think I'm afraid of a little bit of condensation? Not me. I have faith in the sun. I have faith in the light. The actual light of this world. Now, if we don't kill this Vapor, they actually get real big and they can do a lot of damage. But, yeah, I already know that. So we're just gonna kill the Vapor. We're not gonna fuck around with that. He hits so fast. I think he's just getting bigger as his health gets lower. This could be a real serious problem if we're not able to kill him very quickly. I hope he doesn't disappear again. I think we got the fight right here. I think we're gonna be golden. But if that buff of his keeps stacking, we would be in some serious trouble.
Until it is too late.
You will not find her until it is too late. A shadowy figure appears in the ship's cabin. What is it? What could it be? It looks like a Murloc. It's a Murloc, guys. Captain Cookie, the optional boss of yesteryear, has finally made it into the center stage. Will he be able to vanquish the holy cow? It's actually hilarious. I actually love this boss fight. So he throws food on the ground, and you're supposed to eat the good food and avoid the bad food. And you just kind of start to hit ridiculously fast because it's the haste buff. But if you click on the bad food, you get real sick. And it like makes you throw up and stuff. Mystery meat, that's okay. Rotten mystery meat? No, never. So I remember doing some like this was a heroic dungeon as well. So this is just the baseline version. This is you know, the level 15 to 20 dungeon. There was a heroic version of this in Cataclysm as well. So whatever the level cap in Cataclysm, there was a difficulty for this dungeon at that level as well. And there was one more boss, and that was actually Van Cleef's daughter. Van Cleef was the leader of the Defias Brotherhood, who used to reside right in here. You would pull him out, and he was a boss fight, and you know, you take him down. Now, on Heroic, if we were to come in here, the leader is actually Van Cleef's daughter, who was hiding in the shadows and witnessed a bunch of young Alliance adventurers come in here and rip the head off of her father and carry it back to Stormwind for a quest. So, on the Heroic version of this, she is here for revenge, and I think that's really, really cool. But we have some quests to turn in. Slinky Sharpshiv. My employers do not take kindly to traitors. On the flip side, they are renowned for their kindness towards the loyal. You deserve to be rewarded. Well, thank you. We got an achievement for 5 dungeons completed. We got the achievement for clearing out the dungeon. Brilliant. Now all I have to do is finish my work, and my Mayhem Reapers will cause mayhem on any horde front. And there won't be any Defias knockoffs to steal my profits. Fucking goblins. That's all they ever think about. It's a shame that he was both a human and a worgen. Had he been a proud orc warrior, I had liked to charge into battle alongside such a fierce combatant. We can speak of ill-fated desires another day. It is time to take what is ours from the enemy.
Go forth to victory.
All right. Apparently I missed part of the quest. Did I really? Hold on. Oh, because I didn't turn it in? I can't... But... because I didn't turn in the quest that popped up on my hidden quest log to kill Captain Cookie, I didn't get credit. And I'd have to do the whole dungeon again to finish it, so it doesn't look like I'm doing that quest. That's unfortunate. Oh well. The quest dialogue is, the Shattered Hand has laid mostly quiet for years now. No more. You will be the instrument of rebirth, Pallytime. Slay the Defias Kingpin and command her ship for the Horde. We will outfit the proper orc warship to use it to finally lay waste to Stormwind. Any survivors will spread word of our unstoppable power across all of Azeroth, and all will tremble before our might. Well, yep. I did it. He's right here. But apparently, you can even see my quest thing at the bottom right. It says I have not slain him. Lame. Oh well. I am going to be heading out of here. But before we leave, I wanted to show you guys the back entrance to this place because I really think it's just perfect. I think is just perfect. So I made my way off the ship. We're looking into the mountain once again. So there's this back entrance that just kind of dips off out of nowhere into the side of the mountain. So basically, in order to make this work, they built a hideout, blew out one of the back walls, made an elaborate mine deep into the mountain, blew out another wall where they added a door to get this giant ship out. It's really interesting to see the scale of this. So we're right here now, and this is the main entrance over here, and down to the south is that big door that they were going to try to exit with. I mean, that place is huge. They seriously hollowed out this mountain. And that's so cool. See? You wouldn't have gotten any of that if I just queued for this place. You wouldn't have understood the scale. Aren't you glad I didn't use the group finder? I mean, I am, and that is really kind of all that matters. There is a weird building over here, though. Like, there's just this farm. I've always wondered about it. There's a girl named Daphne Sitwell. I don't know if this is a reference to something. I have no idea. But, yeah. It was just kind of all off by itself. Just a pretty normal cabin. She was cleaning up a boar, probably. Gonna eat it. There's a dog somewhere. She's just up by the Defias place. I don't think I could talk to her. Can't fight her. Can't do anything. Is this a reference to something? Let me know. Alright. I'm gonna get out of here. I know I didn't ask a question. I just wanted to share this with you all today. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'm going to use my Hearthstone. Okay, bye.